Hello and welcome to True Guidance Tarot. I'm Adriana Teodoro-Dier. I'm a spiritual medium and intuitive reader. I've got a message for Pisces today, and to let you know how this works, I've asked my guides in spirit to bring a message through the cards that will be deeply meaningful and helpful for you this week. And I also like to ask them for practical advice so that you know how to implement this into your daily life, because I feel like that makes this wisdom really valuable for you. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, and I strongly encourage you and hope that you feel inspired to subscribe to this channel so that you can stay in contact every week consistently with this high vibration information. It's really to your benefit to hear it and engage with it every week so that you can keep moving forward. So let's get straight into your reading. Pisces, when I drew the cards, none of them are cups or emotional relationship cards, but my guides did say this is concerning a specific relationship, and I don't think that it is romantic necessarily, although it could be. I'm feeling more like it was a work type relationship. So the thing though with our energy patterns is that we tend to attract the same types of relationships in multiple circumstances. So it could be same or different for both. Yeah, how's that for a blanket statement? Let's get straight to your reading. We've got the Justice card for the energy around you, and you've got you responding with the Ace of Pentacles. So the Justice card is trying to get you to see what is there, what was there, what truly was lost and what truly was gained. And I will get into that more later. And you are trying really bravely, Ace of Pentacles, to make a new start and to try a different direction in a grounded, more practical way. But there's some things that we need to get to for a second. But keep in mind, the Justice is trying to get you to see the way things really are. I don't know if you can really see in this card, her eyes are shut. So she's not looking with her eyes, she's looking with her heart. And the symbolism of this card specifically in this deck is actually an Egyptian symbol, Mayat, the goddess of, the goddess of justice. Hello. It's a justice card. But the idea is in the afterlife, when the Egyptians believed when you died and you ascended into wherever you ascend so that you could be judged by the gods, she would take your soul and she would weigh it against a feather. And if you had a very blameless and positive life, then your soul was found to be light and you were allowed to go to their equivalent of heaven. But if you had a very kind of sinful, negative life, your heart was found to be very heavy. And so then you were given to the crocodile god who just ate your soul immediately, and that was the end of you. So anyway, we're talking about heart. What has your heart gained, and what is the truth of your heart really saying in all of this? So let's go straight into the other cards. This is like the continuation of the story, but also the advice. The Tower into the Three of Swords, and then the Sun on the other side. So wow, big dramatic stuff, and then finally coming out victorious here. Now, the Three of Swords tends to come up a lot for you, Pisces. I believe it was also in your reading last week. But I feel like this time we're trying to get you to see the power side, the empowerment side of everything that had happened in the past. So the Tower represents that moment of breaking or separation where suddenly the old way can't go forward anymore, and you had to sever that relationship or tear it down or really distance yourself from it. And the Three of Swords is interesting because, hang on a second, I'm just trying to get a little bit more information out of here. The Three of Swords is what gave you the impetus to pull down that tower because you were feeling heartbroken, because you were feeling, it's on this side, because you were feeling that, your needs weren't being met, or just the situation isn't working for you. It's too restricting and oppressive that you really wanted to break out of it. So all of that was good, but the tendency sometimes when we have really traumatic things happen to us, or really upsetting, or things that cause a lot of upheaval, is that there's a temptation to succumb to that victimhood, that, oh my God, look at what happened to me. Look at what I got into, and look at how I got out of it, but look at what happened to me in getting out of it. And the sun is trying to remind you that this experience has been there to make you stronger. It's actually made you into a warrior. And what is a warrior but someone who is very strong and able to go through battles and handle adversity and handle all these things? And sometimes when we are fighting on the outside, we really forget that we're fighting on the inside. We're trying to overcome certain patterns in ourselves, and we work them out through other people, but it really is always about that inner journey. And so this is trying to get you to understand, to see what was actually there, that the situation happened to make you stronger, to make you feel empowered, and to really give you a sense of the light and the presence. You know, it's funny, this is the sun. This is connected to the solar plexus, that third chakra. And the third chakra is our personal power. So it was like this was a lesson in personal power. You were put in the dark for a while, and you see how gray and dark these cards out, but so that you could understand your sun and your light. And the thing is, even though these situations were awful, I'm seeing that you really benefited from getting out of them. And so there's no reason to sit there and kind of feel sorry for yourself in the past and feel like, poor me, because I really see that you came out beneficial. And it's hard to drop that identity of being hurt sometimes. It's really hard to drop that. But again, we come to our justice card, and what is really there? Were you really that hurt, or were you strengthened? Were things taken away from you, or was there a gain? And they're wanting you to balance this and look at this a lot differently, because the way you're wanting to look at it is that the black on her wings, the darker way, the more negative way. But the power of the sun is such that it's overcoming the energy of these other cards. It feels so much stronger to me. So that says to me, you really had more benefit than you had loss. So I'm really hoping that this inspires you to take that identity of warrior in, because a warrior is someone who's taking charge of their life and knows that they're responsible and able to handle anything that comes to them. And a warrior also understands that tests have to happen to make you stronger. And if we were never tested, we would never get strong. I have a silly little metaphor for you, but I planted some nasturtium vines over the summer, and I grew them inside. And I was worried about putting them outside because they seemed very fragile, and I thought that they would break and that, they just weren't going to do well. But I couldn't keep them inside any longer because they really needed the sunlight. So I put them out in the sun, and some of the leaves did break, some of the vines did break, but the plant never died. In fact, the stems are like that thick now. They were this thick when I was growing them inside and coddling them and nurturing them. But now they're this thick because they've been battle tested by the elements, by the wind and the rain and everything that's come at them. So they're stronger because of that. And because of that, they don't need my support anymore. They're fine on their own outside. And that's really your process. That's really the joy of your journey, is that you have become that strong person. But it takes switching the way you look at this. Once you switch the way you look at this Ace of Pentacles is probably going to become like an Ace of Cups. And if you have the Ace of Cups next week, I'm going to fall off my chair. Guaranteed. Because it will flow forward much more easily. You're working hard right now because of the junk you're holding on to. Once you release that and understand that, yep, you're in a great position now, ready to move forward, you're stronger. Yes, it happened, but I'm stronger now. I'm grateful for it. Everything is going to flow. So again, if you've got questions, please reach out in the comments below. And I wanted to let you know that if you're curious about your own personal message from Spirit or from the other side, I am doing intuitive readings over Zoom. And you can find out more on my website, trueguidance.tarot.com. Be more than happy to do one for you. And I also wanted to invite you to my online tarot class. It's come whenever you feel like it. If you're a beginner, you've been working with the cards for a while, this is a class just for you. So I will look forward to seeing you next week, and have a good one.